what? The Bobby thing is when Bobby passed away, Shelly called me and was just, she couldn't get the words out, and I said, just wait, just wait. I said, somebody died. Yes, Bobby. And I said, you don't have to do anything right now. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I want to do something. I have to do something. And I says, go take a shower. She goes, more than that. I need to plan his memorial. And she says, I want to bump this off of you and see what you think about it. And she said he loved Hawaii the best. He loved the Hawaii the best. So that's the Hawaiian thing is for Bobby. And Shelly came up with Bobby's last wave, and she was actually going to have this at the beach and have a swim out. And I says, I'm not going to do that. She goes, well, the guys will. And not only that, the ukulele over here. She wanted to have a ukulele there because Bobby played the ukulele, and that was his happiest times in Hawaii. But she had to get a turquoise one. So unbeknown to her, I get her a turquoise one and I says, you know how to play that thing? She says, I'll learn. And once again, the passion. And I says, can you sing? Well, I'm eating honey, that should help. And then I was talking to Bruce. Where are you, Bruce?
Right there. Right there.
There you are. I was telling Bruce about this, and he says that's what she was doing at night, singing in there. She was practicing. So this is also Shelly's dream for Bobby. Okay, not only for you all, but for Bobby as well. And tragically, we lost our dear friend. But her spirit is very active. Very active.
Yes.
Yes, she's never gone away, but
so we kind of wanted to make it where everybody could say something if they'd like, share a memory with Shelly or not. Just kind of a little bit of a open forum. We do have a brick in I think it's right across the street, Karen.
Yeah.
Over in that area where they have the memorial brick. So
Yeah,
we
it's
have
right
a
on the
brick
corner.
for Shelly, and that's kind of like we figured because that's going to be her final resting place where everybody can visit. Anybody wants to visit her, and I'm going to go over there and put some ashes on it, and just so it's there. So yes, her brick's over there now. Yes, but it wasn't a big enough area to fit people. So I got a message from William Jones, who couldn't be here. He's not well right now, but he wanted me to share this about Shelly. So I have a message. Dearest Deb, by the way, please feel free, and with my blessing, to briefly explain my situation. So he's not well right now. I'm beginning to receive a barrage of notices and seriously don't have it in me to rehash it again. No pressure if it's too much. I thank you for more than you know, and my continuing sadness for Shell simply hovers randomly, persistently, so there's that. Hopefully when the after effects of my recent adventure finally dissipates and I can walk without wobble or think clearly, I'll feel like myself again. I still hear her laugh. Hell, mine is similar. If by chance someone asks regarding my absence, please feel free to elaborate if necessary. I'm still a bit wobbly, mind is trying to catch up at times, didn't realize just how traumatic this damn thing is. And yes, I still yell out loud, fucking Shelly, and then a tear rolls down. I choose to remember our bizarre and humorous moments. Now the times she made me laugh out loud when she'd gag at seeing a dog turd. This is way out of how I would normally, I don't use those words ever, but okay. Or being awakened at 2 a.m. by one of my rancid farts. She grabbed the sheets and pillow, and anyone that knows Shelly, you know that was Shelly. She grabbed the sheets and pillow and moved into the shower to sleep. Goose pate at a reception was the culprit. Anyway, I'm sorry I can't make this, but I can't make this, but there it is. Thank you for understanding and share what you have to. She left a huge hole in my soul and many others. God damn it, love, So that was from William Jones, Mr. Bill. He wanted to be here. He just had a few issues and he really couldn't travel for a few months, so he did want to share. So is there anybody that would like to share something about Shelly? Share a memory?
I only have one memory. My name is David Scarafone. And hi. And here's the memory. It's the night that she hit on Bruce. We were at a party and she like smothered this guy. And I go, well, we need to leave, Bather. And so we went over to Pal Joey's. And then she took over and I was running around with him every day or often. And then I didn't see him anymore. The next thing I hear is I'm getting married. I was like, what? So that's my story about her. She stole my best friend. Oh!
That's a good story because I had never heard it from the very start. I just went through it, but I never heard it from the start where it happened.
Where are the nieces?
The nieces.
I could go into detail, but not.
We're the nieces. It was a rough summer last year, losing an uncle and an aunt a month apart. We live in the Bay Area. I recently moved to Long Beach. But awesome aunt. Awesome aunt. Really artistic, really compassionate, just die hard, would do anything for any human. Wild and crazy, a little overwhelming for people. But a heart of gold, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to be a part of my life. Towards the end it was a little rough. She was kind of a stranger, but I loved her till the end. Uncle Bob's always been shy, opposite of my dad, wherever you are, Scott. He was kind of always the shy uncle, very reserved, would come by, loved the water, was a surfer. So it's kind of a nice juxtaposition of a wild aunt and a calm uncle. I don't know. But I'm glad you guys showed up. I haven't cried since last year, so it's kind of reopening the little wounds. But I hope she's peaceful and making jewelry and hanging out with Uncle Bob. I don't know, walking the beach right now. I'm glad you guys all showed up. It means a lot.
Yes.
It means a lot.
I'll just share a little bit. Shelly helped me through a lot, my good old puberty. Had a really funny story. I'm not going to tell all the details, but
Tell it.
if you want me to tell it, it's real inappropriate. So,
Okay, this is the group.
yeah, I mean, I guess I'll follow Bill's lead.
Shelly best.
You know. Yeah, so I had a Morgan doesn't want me to tell it, see?
Are you part of it?
No.
No.
Okay, listen to it.
Yeah, she's like, don't tell it. I got another one. Let me hold on. I got a lot of them. We have the one with Bill. Let's include Bill. So Aunt Shelly and Bill were doing the LA thing, and Shelly was the aunt that was always put together. Her hair. She always had the right shades on, the right jacket. She probably made it. Added some floral puff paint to it, some rhinestones. That was a big thing for a while in the 80s and 90s. And she was kind of untouchable. It's like, when are we going to see Aunt Shelly? She was almost like famous. So she rolled in one time and she asked if Morgan and I wanted to head back to LA with her and Bill. So we were like, hell yeah, we want to go back, because it was hard to get her. She's a busy woman. So they ended up taking us back to LA. We stayed in their little unit there in Santa Monica. And Shelly, everybody knows she loves clothes.
So, first of all, Morgan didn't realize how much she loved clothes. We didn't know until we actually walked in and saw in this little space she had taken a wire and hung it, and every single pair of clothing was black. So you couldn't really differentiate. You're like, well, it doesn't look like you really have to worry about matching things up. But she's like, no, there's different shades of black. You know, you've got your brown blacks and your blue blacks. So that was kind of the first introduction to her living her world. And then they took us to Knott's Berry Farm. And in Bill's, I don't know what he was driving, but he took us in his cool car, and a song came on. And I can't remember who sings it, but she's got legs so long, and we were singing it and laughing our asses off, and it's some 80s or 90s song, and that is a really good memory for me because it reminds me of the Knott's Berry Farm. It reminds me of the scary rides that Bill, shocked us into going on, and then returning to the apartment. This is where it gets good. Bill's always playing tricks. So he thinks it's going to be a great trick to play. So he gives Morgan and I a really, really nice piece of chocolate. Mint chocolate. Her and I eat it because we're like, this is excellent. We're getting to eat bad food, chocolate. My mom's not here. They're cool. And about an hour into eating a brick of chocolate, Bill's laughing. He's like, and all of a sudden, Morgan and I are like, oh, our tummies are hurting. What's going on? He gave us laxatives. Good news is, he ate the chocolate with us. He tried to act like it was not going to affect him. Like, I take laxatives every day, I'll be fine. All of us, including Shelly, were stuck in the apartment, rotating bathrooms, toilets. I mean, it was like, oh no, we need a bag. And we ended up spending the whole week. We ruined our trip to LA. That was our trip. Santa Monica on the toilet. Like literally, Knott's Berry Farm was the highlight, and then it was toilet. And I've never let him down. I'm like, Bill, I'm gonna get you back for that. So, and Aunt Shelly, her laughing the whole time, thinking it's hilarious that we're all pooping our pants. So,
The family that stuck together.
and we stuck together through thick and thin,
Oh, I'm dying to hear the inappropriate story.
I know, really.
Yeah,
Really, I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's good. That's like almost like I've had too many drinks. Whoops, that came out. Kind of story. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of one of those memories that sticks with me because they were such goofballs together, and I just missed her so much. Her jewelry making that Morgan and I, hours of eating. The hats, her and Debbie with the hats.
Cowboy boots.
She always had ideas. Peace
Yeah, I
signs
loved her
this,
cowboy
peace
boots.
signs that.
A lot of cowboy boots.
Too many cowboy boots, and not one of them fit us. I mean, it was such a disappointment. And I think these guys, went in and put pricing on all of them, and I was like, holy crap, $900, I want those ones. I'm gonna cut the toe out.
Yeah.
She had those little feet, so.
Neither of you got them.
No, we can't fit them.
No.
She's, she took after Grandma Strong, She got the small feet and the small hands. And so, lots of stories, lots of pool stories, swimming. Bob here's a story about Bob. He was trying to show off. It was Kellen, Morgan, and I. And Kellen was a little guy, and Grandma was still around. And we would always go to Nana's house. Helen, that's my mom's mom, and they live a block apart, so that's how my mom and dad met. Go to Nana's, get all set up, and then we're like, can we go to Grandma's? She has a pool. So run around the corner, Bob shows up, Shelly, everybody's, happy, and Bob wanted to show off and do a couple flips off the diving board. And so we're all in the pool and Kellen and we're floating, and Bob went and hit that diving board, and the whole thing went in with him. It was like, boom, and Bob was in, pancaked in the pool, floating around with the diving board. So, there's some good times. Lots of food always.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing Christmases. She always did the Mexican style Christmas. So we'd go from Aunt Fran's house and pig out over there with my cousin Kevin and that whole crew. And then we'd run down the street and fill up on like crab and Mexican food, So it was like tamales and all that good stuff, and presents, and sometimes drinking for the adults, but lots of dancing, lots of laughing, and it was a good time. I'm gonna miss all that. So I'm gonna hold on to that. Hold on to it.
Thank you.
It's our little bit of Hawaii.
Yeah, that's all I got right now.
Thank you.
And
They
some-
were boyfriends.
Of course you did.
Of course we did.
They were friends. They were friends. So it worked out really well. Lots of times down there running around. I just so many things. Shelly used to go with me and my family on vacations every summer, and we took her. I remember sitting at the top of Mount Rainier. We were picking boysenberries, and we went to Waurika, Oklahoma. I do remember that one time. It was where my mother's mother lived. And Shelly and I were saying, what the heck do you do around here? 'Cause there was absolutely nothing. And my grandma said, there's a pool down there. It's a community pool. So we go, oh, that's awesome. So naturally, we put our bikinis on. And we go down there. It wasn't like that there. These people were just staring at us like crazy. We're just like, okay, we gotta go now. It was
California
just
girl.
endless memories. I just love Shelly, and I just hope she's happy. I'm sure she is happy. And Bob too.
They're together.
And I did get a chance to date Bob once too.
Did you? No, I didn't know that
Now
one.
we're keeping that secret.
I think we should share it now. I mean, Bob's stories are great. We need some Bob stories.
But I had the honor. I don't know if any of you know, my dad was an FBI agent, so couldn't do much as far as crimes. So or anything else. But I had an interesting experience with my brother Bob. We lived in the Allied Gardens house. My mom's in there folding the clothes, put the clothes in the drawer, and she looks in the drawer and she finds this big, huge Cuban cigar. Now, it's not tobacco. That's the biggest damn joint I've ever seen. So, she comes into the kitchen. Here's my dad, FBI agent. You can't have any crimes in this house. Anyway, so he sits down at the table, and he looks up at my brother, and I'm standing next to my brother, like this, out here, and he holds up this Cuban cigar, which you know it's not, and he says, Bob, where'd you get this? He says, well, I made it. And he says, well, why do you have this dope? You know your dad's an FBI agent. And this is a punchline. He says, Dad, I like it. My dad didn't know what to say. That was the end of the whole conversation. It brought it to an end. So I don't know what happened to the joint. I really don't.
Your dad smoked
He smoked it.
I don't think George smoked it. A few of his other did though. So anyway,
Dad was an
that was a
FBI.
stupid cigar.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No one wanted to hang out at their house.
I bet.
My brother said, I like it.
My dad was a high school
George just
teacher.
didn't have an answer for it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drug era. And
Yeah.
so she said none of the kids wanted to come around because my dad's, FBI. So
We had two things we called my dad: FBI fan belt inspector, or female body inspector. I think that got more of a hit. So he sent me to my room. Told me to shut up. That's how he said it. Shut up.
no more of that.
Yeah, that was quite it.
Right.
I don't know if I have any funny stories that I should share, but but Shelly always came in for like the last 5 years. She came and decorated my Christmas tree because she wasn't putting one up anymore, and she liked to do it. So we'd go. She'd take me shopping at some wholesale place. I can't remember what it was. And we'd buy whatever, and then it would take her a week once we got all the stuff to decorate my tree because she'd get it ready, and then she'd go, no, this isn't right. And she'd take it apart, and she'd put it back together, and she'd take it apart. She'd come with boxes of stuff from her own garage, which when I gave them back to her, I had no idea what was mine anymore, but she knew down to the last little thing. And my tree always looked like it should have been in the window of Macy's. It was stunning, just absolutely gorgeous. I had to have somebody else do it the last couple of years, and I was like, oh, it's still nice, but it's missing that touch. Everything had to be perfect. The balls had to be balanced exactly right. She'd go home and get something else because it needed this or it needed that. So that was always fun. She would never like let me pay her for doing anything, which I would have gladly done. Bruce usually they put my tree up in the stand for me and puts the lights on. So yeah, and what else? You know, she was very generous. If you saw her and you said, "Oh, those are really cute earrings," they'd come off and they would be yours. She would give you everything. And the biggest thing to me is I think that she would be really surprised at how many people cared about her and how many people are here now. And I don't think she realized how people felt about her. You know, she was really loved by a lot of people, and I don't think she really knew that. You know, but she was funny and she was sweet. She liked to dance.
Oh my.
She liked to dance.
Barefoot.
Yeah.
Barefoot.
Yeah, I know. I'm one of those too. So we're kindred spirits there. But yeah, I miss her. I didn't spend a lot. It was all kind of sporadic,
It
but
was always at the Friday night, Saturday night.
just whenever, or my Christmas tree, and then she just did it every year. And it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm sure she's in charge.
Oh yeah.
And so for his junior and senior year, and I have to say he was the nicest, kindest person at the whole school. He was a person you never had an argument with because he didn't initiate any. I remember their FBI dad, and we used to babysit Shelly on either Friday or Saturday night every week. And his dad, I was always so embarrassed because he would. No, you were out running around. So Bob was had to babysit Shelly always, and he would always honk the horn before he could come in. You know, he'd honk to let us know he was there. You know, and I never could understand that. And he didn't need to honk it, but I was afraid of him, and he was kind of a sturdy guy. Anyway, I just think it's sad that later in his life that Bob kind of lost all those ambitions he had when he was in high school, because he was such a great guy and such a good example to everybody. Ronnie and us would kind of double. They would serve together, and anyway, nice guy.
I'll take off from that. Yeah, Bob, I grew up in LA Gardens. Bob and I were like best friends in junior high and high school. Until we got in trouble one time, and then our parents decided we were bad influences. We did double date with Diane. But Bob and I, yeah, we learned to surf together and hang out together. Had a lot of great times. We used to chip in all our money, 25 cents each, get Scott to take us to the beach.
Gas money. That's a gallon of gas. Yeah.
Scott used to take us to school. I remember this one story.
Oh, 2
Taking us to
gallons.
school, been crazy to drive. And I think it was for your birthday one year. Your uncle worked for Shelly or General Motors or something. Yep. You got him a Corvette to drive for a month, or not a month, like a weekend. 10 days. 10 days. We were to school there every day. And I thought it'd be great to ride the Corvette. You know how many seats are in a Corvette, right?
Yeah.
So I had to crawl in the back like it was a piece of luggage. And ride there.
At least you got to ride.
But yeah, we had a great time with Bob. He was a super guy, and kind of lost touch with him. But I did run into him at the beach every once in a while. It's probably 5 years ago, a lot of time ago. Shelly, don't have a lot of stories about Shelly because she was just a little brat little sister back then. And Bob and I would sneak a couple girls over to the house when nobody was around. Shelly would tell on them. I do remember George and Maxine, and George was intimidating, but I think he also played the piano, right? Yeah, a little bit of the another story, they used to golf like crazy. They were parents. I remember down at Mission Valley at the Stardust, which is now Anderson or something. We were walking up there. So Bob and I'd go down and we'd swim all day in the pool. They also had a bar down there.
I don't want to see that.
It had the glass wall on it. Pool on the other side. The mermaids would swim around.
Oh, yeah.
I never saw
It
it.
was like 90 degrees in there. Bob and I had to sneak in that pool. The bar was closed, and then the bar opened up.
You're not telling them they didn't have any tops on.
We didn't either, but
Best picture of